Imagine being bounded in prison after wandering in the wilderness for 40 days to find your relatives. Welcome to day 73 of the Seek Him First Book of Mormon Challenge. We're going to find out what happens in Mosiah 7. King Mosiah commands Ammon and 15 of their strongest men to go find their relatives. They branched out decades prior. They were commanded by the Lord to leave the land of Nephi-Lehi and go to Zarahemla. But there was a group that still went back. Ammon and these 15 men go back to see if they can find them. They have no idea where this land is. So that's why it ended up being a 40-day trek. When they found people, they were imprisoned for 2 days. They were brought before King Limhi to explain themselves. They had their guard up because, come to find out, they were enslaved by the Lamanites and had to give half of everything they had. Flocks, grains, possessions, all were heavily taxed to the Lamanites. When they told Limhi they were from the land of Zarahemla, he was exceedingly joyful because those are his relatives. So it was like a big family reunion at that point, and it gave them a little glimmer of hope that God was looking out for them and that there was a chance they could get out of their enslavement. King Limhi, he is a descendant from Zeniff, and Zeniff's son was the wicked King Noah that killed Abinadi by fire for preaching of Christ. Limhi was actually a very humble king. Unlike his father, you do not have to take after your ancestors, so this is a good example of that. Limhi, being a humble king, leading his people in righteousness, was happy to hear that his ancestors were still alive and well. In these verses, we see that there are long-term consequences for not following God's commands. They were originally commanded to go to Zarahemla, and everyone who went back to the land of Lehi Nephi did end up getting enslaved. But we see God's hand that he still had a rescue mission to gather his people. So Ammon and those 15 men were God's hand reaching back out to these people, showing the mercy of God. I love likening the scriptures to our day because it shows that no matter what we choose, God will continue to extend his hand and show his mercy to us.